cannot accept this as normal. Like, this is a real photo. I thought this was doctored and it's real. I got a little bone to pick, and by a little bone, I mean a big, chunky, chonkster-ass bone, okay? I'm actually the most active on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, so make sure you go follow me on X, at Isabella is Moody. Admittedly so, guys, I post controversial things. I've always enjoyed doing that. Yes, I believe a lot of the things I post. I also troll a lot, and I like to get reactions out of people. I'm a woman. I don't take myself too seriously. Shockingly, though, I shock myself. I troll myself when I post things that I really thought wouldn't be controversial. And by controversial, I don't mean, oh my gosh, I triggered some leftists. Well, duh. If I'm not doing that, then I might as well Epstein myself. If you know, you know. But it shocks me when I post something like this, which we're about to get into, that pisses people off that I thought would agree with me. So let's just get right into this. So here is Jennifer Love Hewitt. And the reason why I know Jennifer Love Hewitt is because she was like the actress that my father always said, oh, she is so beautiful, like the best looking actress in Hollywood. And I agreed. When she was young, she was so beautiful, naturally beautiful, very like slender, thin, curvy body. Loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, queen. I liked to watch one of her shows, The Ghost Whisperer. And then I saw she just had a new movie release. And I was shocked to see the torta that happened. Okay? Shocked. And there's this new term, fridge. Women, they're like thick. It's a fridge. I mean, that literally looks like a fatter version than my fridge. My fridge is pretty fat in my kitchen. But Jennifer Love Hewitt in 2025, a thicker fridge, okay? She's thicker than 10 Snickers lined up. Anyway, so I post this. I'm like, okay. I literally did not think anything of it because I post such insane stuff all the time. But oh boy, was I wrong. Oh boy, because what I've learned, the most relentless group online is women who are insecure about getting old and fat and ugly and less desirable. And that includes the so-called conservative women. And I love to talk a lot of crap about the conservative feminists because most women in politics are still feminists, even though they say, oh, I hate feminism and blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, when a female has hairy armpits and has blue hair, oh my gosh, so cringe. No, it's actually, I prefer those feminists because we actually know what we're dealing with versus the so-called conservative covert feminists that really take themselves so seriously. Like, they are hashtag serious bro, okay? They're going to change stuff. They're going to go to Washington and they're going to run for Congress and they're going to get elected and they're going to cheat on their husbands and they get a divorce, hashtag Marjorie Hogarine. If you know, you know. There's nothing traditional Christian about that, actually. What I love about what I do here, a lot of people say, oh, really? You hate feminism? Well, you should get offline. Don't even talk online. Okay, well, I get to, when I please, when my husband's okay with it, I can just speak my mind online. And sometimes he tells me I'm retarded for my takes, which is always accurate. Sometimes he thinks it's funny, but it's not like I'm leaving my house to go to Washington because I take myself so seriously. Regardless, yes, I pissed off the conservative feminists with this, and I was actually very much so shocked, to say the least. This went viral immediately. I mean, this went so viral that I had CPS, Child Protective Services, called on my family for the second time. Love that. I love when people just spam and like try to break up a family. They're like, oh my gosh, I hate her for saying that, oh, women should be accountable for gaining so much weight. That I think it makes sense for us to try to use the government, the state, to intervene and break up a very happy family and take my beautiful daughter away from me. Luckily, that won't ever happen because there's no abuse happening here. But imagine how psychotic you have to be to call CPS with the hopes of tearing apart a very loving and happy family. Fuck all of you. I don't even like to swear. Well, I try not to. My husband tells me not to, but seriously, F all of you. You guys suck. Anyways, this blew up immediately. It was getting so much backlash that it was on left-wing Twitter. It was on Twitter from different countries. I had so many responses in different languages. I couldn't even read what they were saying, but I still knew. Like, I could tell the female intuition that I have, they were pissed. So I got ratioed into oblivion, okay? It was amazing. So I only have 4.5K likes, 8.1 thousand responses, which typically means ratioed, people don't agree with you. Anyway, before I get too ahead of myself, before we actually go into the responses, let me just show you the actual take that was so controversial. All right, from hottie with a body to Fridge City. Yeah. Would you be happy? Okay, so you're like a guy. Let me just like little thought experiment, if you will. You're a man. You think you're marrying young Jennifer Love Hewitt. Obviously, she's going to age. There's nothing you can do about it. Metabolism slows down. It's an inevitable truth. I wish it wasn't the case that women tend to age way worse than men. Men age like fine wine. Women, we age like spoiled milk. Okay, it sucks. Do I wish that's the case? Of course not. I'm a woman. And my husband's younger than me. I don't like it, okay? That's why I'm going to do everything I can possible to stay looking as young, fit, skinny as humanly possible to prove all of you haters and retards wrong. Love it. Anyways, so you think you're marrying her, she's gonna age, whatever, but this is how she ends up. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Isabella, she had 3 kids. How could you ever? Okay, let me just, there's so many things. Okay, first of all, this is so unorganized because I'm just going off the cuff, but here is George Santos, who is actually now a convicted gay ex-Republican member of Congress. Like, who would have thought? He said, and this makes sense coming from a, I can't say the word on YouTube, but it rhymes with Gaggett. She's 46 with 3 kids. I know a couple of people under 30 that wish they looked like her. Don't hate on my teen crush. And then I said, would she still be your teen crush if she looked like she does now, though? Or even if she was her younger self, but as chonky as she is now? Obviously not. And then he said, and this was the smartest thing I think I've ever seen a gay guy say ever in existence. No, you're my teen crush now. So, oh my gosh. And then he also said, now I'm going to make a voodoo doll out of you. I'm going to ignore that. He's in prison now, apparently, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, literally right before he went to prison, he told me I'm his teenage crush. So I can cross having a convicted gay ex-former member of Congress calling me their teenage crush off my bucket list because, haha, achieved that, mother effers. Anyways, of course, gay guys, they're going to have bad opinions. Gay guys love enabling and gassing up women as they decline because they don't really care. They don't really care because they're not attracted to you anyways. And they're just, I have a theory on gay men that the only way gay men can actually hang out with popular people is by becoming best friends with popular girls. And that's how gay men become popular or just able to be invited to normal social circles. That's a whole other topic. And so sidetracked, Isabella, stay on topic. By and large, everyone kept telling me, Isabella, she had 3 kids. What more could you expect? Of course, I had to debunk that real quick. Case in point. Okay, 2 women here, 2 different women. They both had 3 kids. Spot the difference. Oh, what could it be? Oh, you mean one wasn't too busy stuffing her face? Right. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Here is someone, Sarah Stock. She's been becoming more popular on right-wing social media, and I'm not even trying to hate on her, okay? I saw this response. It did annoy me a little bit. However, I'm not trying to hate, okay? I really am not trying to start beef, but she did respond. And she says, the wall is for a 35-year-old feminist who chose hoeing around in career life over children. It's not for women who had 4 kids, did their time, and gained some baby weight. I'm sure her husband thinks she's super hot. I get it, okay? I get it. It's like, we should hate on like the real enemies, right? The boss babe feminists. Cool. But I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on Sarah at all. I really am not. But this would make me, like, let's say I'm a guy and I'm into Sarah Stock. This would completely make me feel like, nope, no more. No. Why would I marry a girl who is already making excuses for getting fat? Okay, here's a pro tip for men. Obviously, when women age, they decline, and it's harder to stay skinny and fit, especially after having kids. So you can bet your lucky charms, your marbles, that however skinny your wife is before having kids will probably be the skinniest that she'll ever be in her entire life. Not the case for me. I actually weigh less right now than I did when I met my husband. And I wear that as a badge of honor, as everyone tells me, oh my gosh, just see how you look like after you have kids. Okay, bitches, I literally had a baby and I weigh less. Now what? Now what? It actually kind of reminds me of the legendary queen, Katie Hopkins, who was so sick of fat people talking about, oh my gosh, having every excuse. You know, my family has big bones and blah, blah, blah. We're a big family. You know, people always have all the excuses in the world to justify why they're freaking fat pigs. And so she ended up gaining 50 pounds just to lose it, to show that you can actually, you have control over your fitness and your overall physical health. So if I was a man into Sarah, again, I'm not trying to attack Sarah. I promise, I'm just using this as an example. This would be a red flag because she's already making excuses for getting fat. Just because you have kids doesn't mean you become a fridge for the rest of your life. What the heck? Is that part of your vows? Yeah, I do. And just so you know, hubby, future hubby, after I have kids, I'm going to become a fridge and I'm going to be unattractive. And then I'll also get mad at you if you look at other women and like potentially cheat on me because you vowed to stay with me. Well, did you promise him or let him know, give him a little warning label that you're going to become fat? Like, I don't get it. And that's why it's so important for me to debunk this with Krista Cavallari, who has also had 3 kids. Notice the difference. Girls, you have control over this. Yes, it's harder to stay thin after kids when your metabolism slows. I get it, okay? I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. But guess what you do have control over? You can still make yourself look better. You can. You have control over that, okay? I mean, I guess it wasn't really mean, but she was obviously coming against my take, right? Whatever. Fine. I'm okay with people disagreeing with me, by the way. I actually don't care. I have a lot of friends that I disagree. I don't talk to anyone, but the friends that I do have, I actually don't care if we disagree on things. I disagree with myself on things all the time. I'm indecisive. I'm a woman. However, Sarah, I do urge you to reconsider this take because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, you have kids. Now you're going to be fridge city bitch. Now you're fat for the rest of your life. Hell no. Hell no. I'm way too vain for that. Personally, I love being skinny more than I love the taste of food. And it helps that I'm so picky. It's like, wow, go off queen. Anyways, not to pick on Sarah, but do I even go over the responses? Do you guys even know how many responses I got over this? Over 8,000. They called CPS on me. Everyone lies to themselves. Women love to freaking lie and be like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? She looks the exact same. And then simps will be like, oh my gosh, she's just as hot now as she was when she was 19. Shut up. Like literally either you're lying to yourself and everyone else and it's blatantly obvious, or you are what, blind? Like what are you, Helen Keller? I just cannot fathom why there's even so-called conservatives that disagree with me here because I will not accept this as normal. Like this is a real photo. I thought this was doctored and it's real. I think the photo speaks for itself here. All right, let's just read some more of the replies. She still looks stunning. You're ugly on the inside. Okay. I said, does that mean you think I'm pretty on the outside? Hee hee. Thanks, girl. I'd raid that fridge. TBH. Okay. Toad is funny online. And I thought that was a clever comment back. So I can't even hate on it. Tearing down other women won't fix whatever's broken in you. Okay. You got me. I'm so broken. I love when women, like, I get this all the time. You must be so jealous. You got me. I am jealous. So hardcore. I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I look like that? Hopefully I look like that when I'm in my 40s. No. This is great. Biggest enemy of women is other women. Said this for years. Y'all really like trashing other people for literally no reason. Real cunt you are. Honestly, this is true. Women do love tearing each other down. But what's even more interesting to me is how women will lie to each other when they don't see the other woman as competition. I've always noticed this. Whenever a fat girl posts a bikini photo, there's so many girls that are way prettier than her, which isn't hard, saying, oh my gosh, Slay Queen, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes, yes. I wish I had your boobs. Like, this is what skinny girls say to fat girls. I wish I had your boobs, because that's the only compliment you can really give that could pass. However, no, bitches are still shameless. They will still lie to each other as long as they don't actually see the other girl as competition. So it's like, yes, women tear each other down when they see the other woman as a threat, and they will also build up the confidence of other women who they don't see as competition because they're torta-fridge ass hoes. Meanwhile, you look like the lead singer of Aerosmith. Honestly, as a heavy metal music lover, I will take that as a complimento. She was one of the hottest girls in the 90s. She grew up and had kids. You sound like an absolute moron. Okay, I had a kid and I literally weigh less than I did before having a kid. Again. Case in point, Kristen Cavallari also had 3 kids. See the difference? Okay, there's so many comments I'm getting. I mean, over 8,000. Go ahead and go read them all if you really want to go through them. A lot of the same crap. Women lie to each other. Simps will lie to the women. We all know that Kristen Cavallari handled having 3 kids way better than Jennifer Love Hewitt. And these are the facts. And men, don't wife up women that are already making excuses for getting fat in the future, because she's going to get way fatter than she's even letting you know now. Okay. So anyways, I ramble. What's new? That's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because like I said, almost everyone disagreed with me on Twitter. I was shocked to see this become so controversial, even amongst groups I thought would agree with me. Am I crazy? I mean, I know I'm not crazy, but are you also shocked that it was so controversial? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you made it to the end of the video, comment an orange heart. It does help boost the video in the algorithm. Subscribe, like, do it all. Thanks for watching and sticking around. See you guys in the next one. Adios. Stay skinny. And you can, take food out of a fridge, but don't marry one, and don't marry a woman that will be a future fridge. Okay. Learn to spot them out. I'll help you guys out. Okay. Bye.